Blimey, I just had a friend phone up and tell me their blood pressure's too high and they need to do something about it. I guess that's Christmas for you. Right, this is part 7, so I got interrupted. What I was trying to do was, if you look at the enemy bullets, they hit the wall, but they don't actually, probably no one will notice, but they don't explode properly in the center. And that's because the center of the bullets are, say, 3 pixels off from the top left, and the explosion is 1 pixel off, so I need to shift it by 2, I think. Oh no, I've already shifted it by 3, so I need to shift it back by 2, I think. Let's just see. As long as it doesn't look bad. That doesn't look right, does it? That's definitely wrong. Okay. So I'm testing. What I do? I'm testing. Where's it gone? I'm testing this coordinate, which is 3 by 3, and I want to show this explosion at a central point of 1 by 1. So there's 2 difference. So I've tested that. I want to draw it there. It's basically the same size as that, isn't it? Yeah. So I want to start drawing the X just 1 up from that. 1. Yeah. I think that's right. Oops. Does that look correct? It's hard to tell. Maybe I'll try and pause it. Well, it's really hard to tell. What about if I make the enemy bullet explosion slightly bigger? So, whoops. Oh, I don't think I can do this. I don't think there's a way to do it. I was trying to make it the same size as the middle part there. Well, I could do 4. I could do that. Yeah, let's try that. Oh, that feels right, I think, when they explode. It's just hard to tell. Yeah, I think that feels right. Oh, damn. Also, I guess I'm going to have to come up with a sound for the enemies shooting. Oh, I know. Maybe how I can tell is just if I momentarily delay the explosion for a lot longer. Just does it feel like they... Yeah. I think so. Sorry, I'm just really fussy about this kind of thing, but that does look correct. So a sound. This is the player shooting, and I don't want to have too loud an enemy sound, so probably quite low. The hell? Speed it up. Let's get rid of those. Might be okay. Let's try the waveform. It's a bit harsh, that one. Ooh. Pulse. No. All of them seem pretty harsh actually. That was quite good. What? Yeah, that's quite good. Is that better than this? Yeah, maybe. That's white noise. This is triangle. Oh, doesn't sound like triangle. It's like phased. Anyway, I'll stick to triangle. So that's number 4. Sound number 4. Where's the enemy make? Enemy bullet. Here we go. SFX 4. Is that right? 4? Yeah, I guess. Okay. Okay, that's good. So now I need to make the enemy bullet hit the player. So enemy bullet versus scenery. Let's do... I could test it in here, or I can test it where the player collides with enemies. So I've already got a thing in here. What's it called? Player versus enemies. So I could do it here. Just do another for loop. Might be better to do it in the same place. I'm going to cut all this out. Explosion. And call a thing called kill player. Function kill player. Let's indent that lot. And so that's for all enemies. It does the test. I'm going to do the same type of collision test for all enemy bullets. All enemy bullets. Right. I still use E. I could change that to B, but it would do. Now enemy.width. What I need to do is sort of tweak the coordinates a bit. Yeah, I want to change enemy width and height so they're not what they purport to be, because I don't want them to be giant. Where do I create the enemy bullet? Make enemy bullets. Okay, so bullets.width equals 4, bullet.height equals 4. I think that's right, isn't it? Yeah, 4. I could make it 2. Let's make it 2 so it's in the player's favour. And then I really need to sort of define a bounding box for these sprites. This would make this a lot easier instead of a draw coordinate. But anyway, for now I'll just do it manually. So enemy X, we know the width is 2, so I need to plus 3, don't I? Yeah, enemy X plus 3. Test X. What's next? Oh crap, sorry, I'm pressing all the wrong keys here. Right, got back to where I was. I was trying to press Control across. I pressed down and it went to the bottom of the file. Test X plus is enemy X plus 3. This is a bit hard coded, but it would work. Plus 3. plus 3. Okay, so it's only really testing 2 pixels, so pixels 3 and 4, 0 based. Yeah, damn well works. Okay, let's try that again. Yep. I wonder if I'm using player height. I am. So it is only testing the 7 pixels of the player. That's okay. Now, is it unfair? There is a sort of scenario where it could hit the player. Yeah, it could hit the player. Let's just show you what I mean. Whoa, didn't mean to do that. So looking at the player, it's possible a bullet could hit in this blank space up here and blow the player up, because I'm not doing pixel perfect collision, I'm doing a rectangle. So I think later on I should do a bounding box of just that bit, or even ignore the gun and just do a bit in the head. But that's a polish item which I'll add to my list. Create smaller bounding box for player collisions with enemies. Bullets. Okay. Looking at this, I've used about a quarter of the available tokens being keywords or whatever, so I've used 2,000 out of 8,000, so this game could be 4 times bigger than this, which isn't very big, considering that's like 3 days of coding, and they're not full days by any means, just a few hours. Alright, so that works. The enemies are now extraordinarily deadly. Yeah, okay. Fine. And they can't shoot through walls. That's good. Shooting enemies, done. Create more rooms. Yeah, so I think I need to kill off the first room and give the player some chance to sort of understand the controls before they reach the second room. I also need to think about the map, because just zoom out a bit. If I've only got 8 across and sort of 2 down to play with, this is assuming I don't use all the sprites. No, I do. Yeah, I use banks 2 and 3 of the sprites. I can't use the whole map. Then I need to construct a level layout that works like this. So it's probably going to have to. It's a bit boring though. I mean, I can basically go across 8, U-turn around and come back, or I can sort of weave up and down all the way across, but that's also a bit boring. Or I can have some sub rooms. I could go across and have sub rooms with stuff in. But yeah, I think I've got to kill off this first room for a start and start from scratch. So yeah, and I ought to introduce moving enemies before shooting enemies. So it's like I need a different class of enemy to do this shooting. Yeah, I could have sub rooms with treasure in, or some kind of power up or something, I guess, that you don't have to pass through. Or maybe you've got to collect something in them, like keys, to progress. I'd really like to use these. I guess if it's shared with the sprites, we could compromise and say I won't use the final bank of the sprites or something, or I will, and I'll use this room here. I want to see how this works actually. So if I draw on this, yeah, that's bank 2 of the sprites. So I could, yeah, look at that. I could not use bank 2 of the sprites. And oops, come on, is that right? No, it's wrong. Yeah, so I could not use bank 2, and this is terrible. Is that right? Yeah. Let's just make a hole in the floor here and check this works. Shit, I forgot. I forgot how powerful I made them. Okay. Oh, it's so unfair. Right, I better stop them shooting. I did make them fire a bit fast, just for testing purposes. Move enemies. There, that's 60. It's going to have to be a lot higher. Let's go for 300. You won. Yeah, I didn't want to win. I wanted to test the thing. Oh, right. Does that still work? Yeah, okay. What I have noticed is the enemy bullets aren't being destroyed when it's making a new level, so I need to do that. I thought I did that though. Look, clear enemy bullets. Clear bullets, clear enemies. So it should be doing that. Clear enemy bullets. Oh. This is the problem with Lua. It's not telling me, hey, you haven't declared this. This is, you know, essentially a spelling mistake. It needs to be enemy bullet. So if I do that. Oh, Christ. I want to see a bullet on the screen as I exit. Come on, fire. It probably works. It's just I like to test the code I've done. Go on. No, this is useless. Getting frustrated at my own game. Come on, fire. Well, I think it worked. Anyhow, actually it's probably way easier to test it. Like down here. Wait for this dude to shoot. Go on, fire. Hello, any time today? Doesn't want to, does it? Come on. Whoa! I can perch on the edge. Right, go off the screen. Yes, the enemy bullets disappear, thank God. Okay, so going back to the level, maybe after all I can make it 3 high and make a bigger, more interesting map and just use bank 4 for more sprites if I want to. But I still sort of feel like I want to go across first. So I'm going to keep some of this first room alive. Gonna have to kill out the enemies in a minute from it. I think I can probably give the player a bit more room to maneuver. So I'll copy this. I think there's you can just move highlighted areas down like this. So I'll do, yeah, I want it to be in the player's sort of vision, so about there. I'll have to kill off the enemies in a minute. It can be a nice quiet starting room. Let's make a path through. Get rid of that. No, get rid of it. How do I get rid of it? Oh. Okay. Need to make the floor go all the way through, I think. Just fill this in. Probably a quicker way to do this by stamping. And then how much do I want to make that a doorway? Or shall it be more open? I think probably more open is best. Maybe I'll do this sort of thing. Whoops. This will make sense in a minute. Just that. It's a very simple sort of, you're in a big room, go to the side type thing. I could put the first bit of destructible scenery there, but it doesn't teach the player yet. They might think they can't get through it. So yeah, I need to kill off the enemies. I need another room going across. This is where I can put some destructible scenery in, and a moving enemy, but not necessarily firing. I think I'm going to copy and paste the enemies from room 0 to 1. Let's just have a look. Yeah, and I'll have them sort of in the same place really. So I'll figure this out in a minute, how high to do them. So it goes 2 above, 3 below. Right, 1, 2, 3. Right, let's just check. Yeah, that's fine. So, where's the edge of the room? There. How do I want this to look? I think I'll fill this lot in. Let's try and do this more intelligently. Get a big stamp. Copy, stamp. There, look. Stamp a bit in there. So I still make the player go off the edge of the screen. I think that's fine. I feel like I need to move them across a bit, to be honest, so I can get my other tutorial in. Let's go with 10, 11, 12. Also, I appear to have screwed up the corner of that room. Okay. So yeah, we've got that. That's good. I feel like I'm going to need to give a decent crossover point. Yeah, we've got to kill out that bottom enemy in a minute. Yeah, so I want to put in some destructible scenery to educate the player on that. Just like here should be enough. Maybe quite a lot of it for a laugh. Oh, I'm stuck on it. Okay, that's no good. Let's put another one in. Maybe just that then. What about if it sort of, you know, looks like it's filling that zone up? Yeah, that's kind of quite cool, I think. Actually, I'll add a bit more. Yep, that works. Let's kill out the bottom enemy on that screen. I sort of need a moving enemy sprite which doesn't shoot. So I'm actually going to quickly go and look up a Cybernoid video on YouTube, because they've got a certain kind of rounded. Let's make sure the sound's off a minute. Yeah, okay, I see what they look like. They've got a rounded top, sort of. They look a bit like a Dalek actually. Oh, and they have upper and lower ones flipped vertically. That's interesting. Okay, so let's get another enemy graphic. So we need a sort of lid shape and a sort of lower portion here as well. Whoops. Oh, I see. They've got little antennas on the original, which I could put on this, like here. Another bar across there, and then these sort of, they've got these sort of moving middle portions which can be a bit tricky to do on this. Sort of like that. That's probably animated. Yeah, so what did I do for the other aliens? I used grey as the body and this sort of dark on one side and light on the other, and I used dark grey for joining areas. So I'll put a joining area in sort of all around here. Not sure if these look distinct enough from my other ones, that's the only issue. Well, I'll try and do a bit of shading. So I've got this here. That's what looks funny, the bit poking out. You know what, I'm going to do my own version of it, I think. Yeah. And then this bit can be animated, so we'll have like a blue bit there, and then we'll have light. I don't know if this is going to work. No, it's going to look crap. We'll do it like that. And let's get some shading on. What was I using? This. Yeah, this might work actually. That's what it looks like small. It's got the antennas on it. Do they look good? Maybe I could shade the antennas. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, so that's number 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go for 4 of them. Yeah, so I want 1, 2, 4. Yeah, that's fine. So number 2 goes here. We want a gap. Then we want light grey, except it's going to move into that zone. And then we want this can be light. Is this correct? It's moving 2 pixels. In fact, I'm going to copy that one in. So copy that. So this one's going to be all light. No, light. Have I done this right? We'll soon find out. 2, 2, 2 was 3. I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, so that doesn't make sense, does it? Yeah, okay, it does. Paste. This one shouldn't be all white. Final one. Blue over there, a gap, grey in the middle, white on the side. It might work, it might look a bit weird. I don't know. Let's try it. So this is enemy 68. Let's change these. At the moment they'll be shooting, which I don't want them to do. Oh, they're not animated. Why not? I've got it. It's because in make enemy I say if it's 64 then anim. Also if it's 68 we will animate. Make enemy bullets. Move enemy. Right, I'm going to do this. If s dot shoot ID is greater than 0, then do some shooting. And where's make enemy? Make enemy. Enemy dot shoot ID equals 0. Yeah, I'm going to do special. Okay, special cases can go down here. So 64, set the animation, shoot ID equals. The reason I'm using an ID is I was thinking about passing in that so we can have different projectiles. So that would be 80, for example. Then end. Okay. No shoot ID for this type. And then when it makes the enemy bullet, the ID it passes in would be called s.shootID. See if this works. So they shouldn't shoot now, they should be animated. I don't know if it works. It doesn't. It looks like they're going the opposite way to the blue. I think it's because I've got that shading on them and they're halfway done. Weird. Yeah, that doesn't really work. I'm tempted to try it the other way, so no. Maybe I should just spread them out more, but then it's going to look pretty weird. I'm not an artist or an animator, so this is all like me doing total programmer art. Let's try that. This might work better, might be more obvious what's going on. Sort of, I mean, it's not that good, is it? It just looks like it's flickering. Man, this is tough. I mean, I can make 8 frames. I mean, it's sort of okay. If I had 8 frames, I could definitely make it work. The problem is I'm trying to do it in 4. And probably that I'm changing colour. It'd probably just be easier to kill out those ones. Oops. Or maybe have a giant blue light. Like that. Yeah, that's okay. It's something, right? Yeah, okay. Is that too much green stuff? Maybe. Okay, so we've done that. What could be the next room? What I'm going to do for the next room is at least sort of copy paste this and block it in there, so we've got a starting point. Yeah, and then what do I want it to do? Well, I want to introduce the shooting enemies and maybe get the player to navigate down and round to the bottom, maybe get them to go down for a change. Oh, I was going to test missile enemies, but I can code them in the first room and test them. So let's get the shooting enemies in here. So, whoops, I'm going to just finish this room layout. Yeah. And we want to sort of, I wonder where I can put them. Above the entrance you've got to go down, that would be good. I've got an interruption, hang on, it's a chocolate. I'm going to save it for a cup of tea later. Right, so I'll make a sort of mine shaft here. Probably quite wide. Actually, we'll just, it could be a T-junction, but I'm just going to do it like this. That'll do. I probably should have used the stamp tool. Yeah, T-junction, and then I'm going to spawn some enemies in that corridor area. Yeah, who are going to shoot at you. Maybe have one going across there to be avoided. So this is room 3. Make enemy. There we go. If room 3 got this one, probably going to have a bigger range. Let's just see where he goes. Didn't appear. It's room 2, that's why. I actually need a debug now where I'm going to have to sort of change the room just so it starts, you know. Okay, so we've got him, he needs to go across 2 more, and I think I'll put him higher up in case a player does come up that tunnel again later. Make enemies, right, range 48, 64, 72, is that right? No, it's not, is it? It should be 80. That's fine. This is a 68 enemy. There he is. Dum, dum, dum. Bring them a bit higher up. 13, probably fine. Just you've got to be careful going past, basically, because you're falling, so you've got less control. Whoa. Okay, and then we put a little swarm of these things. They don't even have to move, these other shooting enemies, but where do I want them? 10 across, about 5 down roughly. Let's put a tiny range in for now. Okay, and we want 64. Yeah, I mean, maybe these should do something else. They could just be static. They could look like they had a turret on them or something, but yeah, also they could fly at the player, never stop, so no range. What if I put a range of 0 in? Nothing. 1,000? Yeah, okay. So they could all just fly at the player from the wall. And be shooting? Maybe. So you've sort of got through this, and then there they are. Do you know what? I didn't see them shoot, which makes me suspicious that my shooting code is broken. Let's move enemies. If shoot ID is greater than 0, let's just change this to 30. No, they're not shooting. If ID 64, oh, E dot, same old usual classic. This seems a bit tight really, because you'll come onto this and then they'll be like, boom. You'll be like, holy shit. I feel like they need to be spread out more. And yeah, they could fly at you, but I think that's not so cool. I think they need to be over there and just take pot shots. 30. I think 300 is a bit slow, isn't it? A bit boring. Let's go for that. What, 3 frames, 180. Once every 3 seconds. There's 2 of them. We'll see. It's got to be challenging, but also not hammer you right at the beginning. Yeah, let's spread them out, 3 and 5, and then give them a range of, it doesn't really matter, I mean this is 50 pixels. Yeah. Actually, I could put a third one in, just at 7, which will make it awkward for the players. What about if it was in between and it was going the other way? Kind of. It's okay, I mean, wouldn't mind it looking cooler than that. Okay, what about if I stagger them all? So we will have a 4, 3, 4, 5. We'll have 8, 9, 10. Just see what that looks like. Whoops, minus. Okay. It's better when they go out of sync, I think. do, if I put in another wall, yeah, I think I'm going to shift the whole thing across a bit more. Let's zoom in a bit. Yeah. Let's get this whole thing. Oh, I'm having trouble selecting. Yeah, let's do that. Is that right? Oh, I've gone too far. I've gone too far. Okay. This has all gone totally pear-shaped now. Let's bring this bit across. Get rid of the highlight. I'm still learning to use this editor, as you can plainly see. Fill in this. What I'm going to do is make the player blast through some of that green stuff before they get to the shooting aliens, so that at least they can sort of see, you know, what. I wonder if I should make it look like that, sort of slimy. Oh yeah, it could be. Maybe I should do that over here as well. Yeah, it looks better sort of slimy like this. No, that's too... okay. Oh, I can fiddle with this stuff for hours. That's the problem. Okay, so we're going to have the enemies in there. Let's just check, see what this looks like. Yeah, now I need to shift all the enemies across. Is 12 enough? 12, 13, 14. One of them starts in the wall. 13, 12, 11. Maybe I don't need so many. I just have could have one patrolling up and down. Or couple. Oh, we've had up and down, haven't we? Yeah. Let's do up and down again. So, dy, we want like that. Christ, that went weird. Let's make them come down. And then I'll do this thing I did before with the range being out of sync. Range counter. So 8 times 8 times 8. We'll do the range count on this one. Maybe they should touch the ceiling. 2, 3, and we want 9 times 8. Bit more, 10 times 8. Yeah, I think that's okay. Maybe I should add one more. It's a bit similar to the last room though, isn't it? In terms of the enemies. What if I put... oh, this won't work if you come across in the bottom because you'll get jammed in there a little bit. So let's tweak this on the map. Yeah, maybe the first time it can be a solid wall. Fine, and then it... Okay. So you've got solid wall, moving enemies that don't shoot, enemies that do shoot, and this person down there, got to fix their coordinates. 1, 2, 3, 8. I think that's correct. I do wonder if those things up there should have a different thing, like moving a sort of little pattern. That's what I think I'm going to make them do. It's moving a little 4. So instead of this whole thing, yeah, I'm going to have make enemy e dot pattern equals 0, and then for this one it can be pattern equals 1. Yeah. Then when I move them, instead of just reversing, okay, I'm going to say if pattern equals 0, then do that. Else, if pattern equals 1, then oops. Then I'm going to make them go clockwise. So if s.dx is greater than 0, then s.dx, you know what, I need to record a speed value. I'm going to kill out one of them for now, just so it's clear to see what's happening. I don't necessarily need, or do I need the range? Yeah. Let's put it a small amount for something. Get rid of that for now. E dot D, I want E dot speed. Well, I need to set the initial direction. That's fine. Go across. E dot speed equals 0.5. It could be faster, admittedly. We'll try that. E dot speed is 0.5. So make enemy, we want E dot speed equals 0. Maybe 0.5 can be default. Pattern is 1. Fine. Move enemies. If dx is greater than 0, then it's going to be a bit fiddly. Then dx equals 0, s.dy equals speed. Else, if s.dy is greater than 0, then s.dy equals 0, s.dx equals minus speed, so it's going to head back left. And we do this one. Then it needs to, so if f.dx is less than 0, then it becomes 0, and then dy becomes minus speed, so it goes up. So now else actually. Then finally, if f.dy is less than 0, whoops, then dx equals, it's messed up, s.dy equals 0, s.dx equals speed. That's it. It should move in a circle. Okay. Pattern equals equals. Move in a line. Well, bounce in a line. Move in a square. I didn't like that. Okay. Oh. Check they still work. They don't work. Okay, what happened there? I've broken those ones. Pattern equals 0. I've not done anything special. It is pattern equals 0. Let's just debug 1 equals 1. Check we're going there. We're not. Classic again. It's looking at a null value. So all of these speeds are wrong as well. If you spotted that, viewer, well done. You know this better than me. Yep. So these should move in a sort of square. They do. Maybe we can have one in the middle and one big one. So let's do 2 of them, or 3 even. Okay, so make enemy. Here we go. Let's move this right back to 10. Oh, it's going to room 2 to help us debug. Range. Let's get 8 or something. Slightly too far, but it's pretty good. Six. Yeah, that's nice. And then make that 9. There, it's got a little patrol zone. That's cool. Now we stick one in the middle. So 10 and 4, reduce this by 1, 2, 3, I think it's just that very small patrol zone. That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's alright. Is that okay? I think so. Or I can have 2 of them in their own little area doing their own thing. Could have more than 2 then. I could have 4 or something. Sorry, I spend a lot of time thinking about this sort of thing. Trying to make it feel kind of cool. It's cool that they're patrolling around each other, but it's also a bit weird. So I think I want a load of these smaller ones. So we'll have 9. We'll have 11 and 3, and maybe we'll have 11 and 5. Let's try that. Yeah, let's put 4 of them in. Screw it. 9, 5. Yeah, I think they need to fire still more frequently. What did I use? 180. Search for that. Let's go with 60 was like a hail of bullets. So we'll try 120. What's the matter? Oh, in my haste to scroll down, I've typed a funny value in there. Or I could make them fire regularly instead of random. The problem with random is you can get taken out very easily. Alright, let's test it from the beginning and see what it feels like to a player. So I'm hoping new players will say, okay, yeah, I've got a craft, I can move around, cool. And then shoot through that. Shoot to avoid them. Cool, yeah. And then more stuff to show up. And whilst you're destroying this, you'll see them shoot at you. And you'll have to be very careful, and then you'll have to be careful coming down. Yeah, that's cool. That's good. Right, I'm going to stop it there for now, and I'm going to make a little GIF of that and put it on Twitter. So create more rooms. I've done that. I haven't done missile enemies. I haven't done invulnerable enemies. Oh, those moving ones could be invulnerable, but the problem now is they were supposed to be in pipes, right? If I make those ones that go up and down invulnerable, the player won't get it when they're first shooting them. I think I need to make the invulnerable ones like a different colour or something, so it's quite clear you can't get them. Just making a note of stuff. Power-ups. Yeah. Player bombs. Different colour. I better make a note. Different colour. Missile enemies. These are ones that the enemies are missiles and they fly up and hit the top of the screen or bottom of the screen and just blow up. Yeah, I still need to sort of create more rooms. Do I want keys and locks or just power-ups in the special rooms? Keys, locks. To be honest, power-ups are more fun, so I might as well do those first. Anyway, yep, I will stop the stream for now. Thanks for watching. Bye.